Hey, how are we doing, gang? So, hi, we're doing Doctor Who again. Episode 3. I don't actually know the name of this episode. I saw it, but I forgot already. See, that's the benefit of having a really shitty memory. But, welcome back. Doctor Who again. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been like 2 months since I did the previous two episodes. So what happened? I had some technical difficulties. I'm not gonna get into details, but some stuff happened and I was unable to record and for the most part edit. I could edit, but it was still like not ideal scenario, not ideal situation. My computer blew up and some other stuff happened, but that's the main issue. So that's that. What happened last episode? Well, even though it was a while ago, I do know what happened. Because when I have to edit this, I have to rewatch the entire episode like 2 or 3 times. And every time, like, cutting it more and more. And I have to pay attention to everything. So I know more after editing than when I do while watching. But for this episode, the previous episode, it was Into the Dalek. It was the second episode of the season. Daleks again. That's how you begin a Doctor Who season. So, first Dalek story with the 12th Doctor. It was a weird one because the premise was weird. It was that Osmosis Jones shit, like of going into another being. I'm still not entirely sold on that premise, but it wasn't handled poorly. It was okay, so it wasn't bad. But what happened in that episode more specifically? Well, we went in. There was a Dalek that was broken. It was exposed to radiation. It had like a crack in it, and as a result, he was good. It was a good Dalek, but it wasn't only that. It was also the fact that Dalek had been exposed to the birth of a star. He saw a star being born while broken, and I think that being broken, he like his Dalek center of hatred and suppression of good feelings. Since I was broken, that made the Dalek realize, oh shit, this is an endless war we're never gonna win because life always wins in the end. So that made the Dalek turn good. It was like, yep, this is pointless. Daleks suck. I'm good now. So the Doctor fixed the radiation, and then the Dalek center of evilness or whatever started working again, and he was like, I'm gonna kill everyone, and he proceeded to do so. At least this is what I think happened. I'm not entirely sure about the specifics, but this is the overall arc of sequence of events. But that the Dalek started killing everyone in the station, in this like human ship station, and then call all the other Daleks, and then there was like an invasion on that ship. And eventually the Doctor realized, thanks to Clara, that since the Dalek was exposed to new information, which was the star being born, he was theoretically a good Dalek would be possible. So then the Doctor decided, okay, we're gonna expose him again to the same memory of the star because we're inside of him, so we can project his own memories if we fight our way through it. And thanks to like Clara and the soldiers, there was a soldier that sacrificed herself, so rest in peace her. I don't actually remember her name, but that happened. And but the kicker of the episode is that the Doctor actually linked himself with the Dalek, doing like a Dr. Brown fucking wires thing. And he linked himself to Dalek, and he was like, look inside my mind, look what I've seen. And he's like, there's beauty in the universe. The universe is so much more. It's so good. And the Doctor was like, yeah, I see a bunch of nice stuff. I also see that you hate the Daleks, so I'm gonna hate the Daleks too. And then the Doctor was like, no, that was not the point. And he was like, I don't care, I hate the Daleks now. So then that Dalek proceeded to kill all the other Daleks, which I still think is kind of goofy, but thinking about it, maybe the Daleks have like a weird like system thing like a rule that you cannot kill Alex, and maybe that one Dalek was the one that overrode it because of the memories, and he was the only one that could attack. I don't know. That was just my headcanon. It's probably wrong. Moving on, then we got a bittersweet victory because the problem of the episode got resolved, but it wasn't in the best possible way because the Dalek saw hate inside of the Doctor, and the Doctor was clearly struck by that. So then the end of the episode, the thing I'm still upset about is the fact that we got like the soldier lady that was this entire episode with the gang, with Doctor and Clara. She was like I'm sorry to her soldier partner, to like her commander, and she just left and she went with the Doctor, and she was like, take me with you, and the Doctor was like, no. And I'm still not, I'm still sad about that. I'm not sure about that still. And people have pointed out that it might be because of super anti-soldier sentiments that the Doctor has, because he just went through like a 900-year-old Cold War in Transalore. I don't know how cold it was, but it was 900 years, so maybe it was here and there, here and there. But still, I still think that is a poor decision that I'm not entirely sure if it's completely in character. But like I'm not sure about it because we don't know the 12th Doctor that good yet. So this is probably going to be a thing that continues to happen, like super anti-soldier sentiments or something like that. But I still think it's contradictory on itself because this soldier lady is like, I want to go with you. I want to go and travel and help people, which is clearly what you do. I don't really want to be a soldier here fighting Daleks. I just want to go and help people if possible. And the Doctor said, nah, you're a soldier, so I don't like you. To be fair, he didn't say it like that, but still, I'm not entirely on board with that writing decision, but it's probably gonna come back, so I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm just pointing it out. I don't like it because I was really into that character. That soldier lady, whose name I don't actually know. I think her last name was Blue. Maybe, because she had like a moment with Clara where she was like, I'm Blue. Oh, that's funny. I just met a guy named Pink. Bam! Segue. Danny Pink. We got like a moment with Danny Pink. It's gonna be a character that we're definitely gonna see again. I don't know if in this episode or future episodes, but it's a teacher in Clara's school. I don't know what he teaches. Was he English or was Clara English? I think Clara was English. I don't know what he teaches, but he was this man, and he clearly had like a dark past, and he was sad about it. And they made a joke that. So he used to be a soldier, I think, as well. Yeah. And they had this little line joke, which was like, he's a lady killer, and he's like, no, I'm not a lady killer. And I'm like, I'm running this idea that I have that I think he's actually literally a lady killer because they hinted that he might have killed someone that was not necessarily a soldier, maybe accidentally. But he was sad about it, clearly. He was struck when the kid fucking asked him, that fucking kid, that asshole kid, yeah, fuck that kid. But they asked him, did you ever kill someone that was not a soldier? And he just stayed silent with a sad face, and I'm like, dude, you could have just said no. But whatever, it's dramatic, so it's fine. But I'm running this thought that I think he's actually literally a lady killer. He just killed a civilian that was also a woman, maybe a mother, maybe a kid even. I don't know how fucked up we're gonna get, but I'm running this idea because it's gonna come back probably. They try to be really clever with that writing sometimes. Maybe I'm super wrong. We'll see. The heaven thing again. So there's this lady named Missy who is in heaven, and characters that we've seen in episode 1, the robot thing, and in episode 2, the soldier that sacrificed herself, they both arrived heaven when they died. I also accidentally hit the mic just now, I'm sorry. They reach heaven, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. Because the thing that confuses me the most is not who that lady is. Because I might know who that lady is by osmosis, but I could be wrong. I I just have a thought. I don't know how that works. I don't know what anything is, but I'm just assuming I kind of know what she is, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it whenever it happens or it doesn't happen. I don't know. We're gonna get answers eventually. I'm excited for that. But the thing that is the most mysterious to me is what is this heaven thing place, and why are random people from random times, like random places in space and time, because we got like a random weird robot slash human hybrid from the 1800s and a soldier lady that died inside of a Dalek while miniaturized in the way future. I don't know what year it was, but let's say thousands of years in the future, maybe a couple hundreds, but I don't know. They both arrived to heaven when they died, and I'm like, what the fuck is the connection here? And the connection is, it has to be the Doctor or the TARDIS. Places where the Doctor or the TARDIS are somehow make able to, like, the heaven ray or whatever, like, track into this random specific places. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the deal with that is, but that's just what I'm assuming right now. So yeah, that's a heaven thing. And also I was thinking about this while editing this second episode, is that if this is gonna be a running gag that we get like every episode until the finale, because that's how Moffat do, right? I think that indirectly means, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I think that indirectly means that we're gonna get at least one death every episode. So every episode I'm just gonna be sitting here like, okay, who's the one that's dying? So we did get to see a lot more of the 12th Doctor now in this first like normal episode into the Dalek. He is a lot more pragmatic than previous Doctors, and some people have like sorted different Doctors into different spots, but the 12th Doctor does remind a lot of the 6th Doctor, at least at the beginning. 6th Doctor was barely like what Capaldi is right now, but the 6th Doctor, I read about him, like I watched many episodes of the 6th Doctor, but I read about what he could have been, because the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker, he was basically kicked out of the show, which why he didn't even have the regeneration series, which was sad. Like, they just put Sylvester McCoy in a wig, and they were like, alright, we're gonna turn you, and then we're gonna put like a bunch of weird effects on your face, and that's gonna be your regeneration. And Sylvester McCoy was like, what? So, but I think that Colin Baker, the 6th Doctor, didn't get a full character arc that they were planning. I think he was beginning his character arc, or he was like kind of in the middle of it, and then bam, he's out. So we don't know what he could have been. Capaldi, though, I believe that he does get a full character arc, so let's see where Capaldi goes. I'm interested, because I am really liking Capaldi's Doctor, because I really like Capaldi as an actor. He's super cool. So let's go. I think we're done for like for a recap of previous episode. I have episode right here. We're gonna try to time this, and let's go.
There is someone that I've always wanted to meet, but I know what you'll say.
Try me.
You'll say he's made up, that there is no such thing.
Go on.
Who?
It's Robin Hood.
The heroic outlaw who robs from the rich and gives to the poor.
Yeah.
We have to start doing that
No
more.
such thing.
Aww.
Old-fashioned heroes only exist in old-fashioned storybooks, Clara.
What about you?
Me?
That's a fair point. Is it real? Are we doing Robin Hood?
Earth, Sherwood Forest, 1190 AD. You'll only be disappointed.
Well, we have an episode, so it's probably gonna be real, right? Or there's gonna be some weird sci-fi story that happens that gets birthed to the legend. That's how it goes in Doctor Who.
No such thing as Robin Hood.
That could have been anyone.
You called?
Immediately, Immediately! Not even 2 seconds in! He was like right in front of you! Are you for real, motherfucker? Robot of Sherwood.
You're very, very nicely done with the box, sir. Very similar at Nottingham Fair.
That's nice.
A good jest.
This is not a trick, this is a taunt. You're not serious.
Yeah, I'm many things, sir, but I'm never that. Robin Hood laughs in the face of all.
And do people ever punch you in the face when you do that?
Not as yet.
Lucky I'm here then, isn't it?
What do you reckon, Doctor?
Aren't you overdoing it? You look like you're from Lord of the Rings.
6. Are there any more in there?
What's that?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it is, isn't it?
Robin Hood for a companion, let's go.
To relieve you of your magic box. Nobody, sir. Not in this universe or the next.
Well, then draw your sword and prove your words.
I have no sword. Because I am the Doctor. And this is my spoon. Hunger!
Let's go. Let's go.
Ow!
You're amazing.
Tap him in the back of the head with a fucking spoon.
Doctor?
He's gonna come out of behind him somewhere. I knew it. Alright, what are we doing? What is the setting here? Alright, this is looking great.
Suggests Master Quail.
Take me! Spare this dear child!
For a second there I thought that was Nicolas Cage.
Like you. It's labor we
For a
require
second.
up in the castle, labor and gold, not old men and their worthless baubles. This will be
Days are numbered, you cur!
He might be dead.
Will Scarlet. He is a cheeky rogue. What do you want with my hair?
Well, it's realistic, I'll give you that.
This is Friar Tuck, aptly named for the amount of graviton.
This isn't a real sandal.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, it is.
Alan Adale, he's a master of the lute, whose music brightens up these dark days.
Oh, that's diseases. If you were real, you'd be dead in 6 months.
I am real.
Bye.
Called Little John.
Are you all simple or something? I'm going to need a sample.
Of what?
But not holograms, that much is obvious. Could be a theme park from the future. Or we might be inside a miniscope. What time is it, Mr. Hurd? What season?
Oh, Dame Autumn has draped her mellow skirts about the forest, Doctor. The time of mists and harvests approaches.
Yeah, all very poetic. But it's very green hereabouts, though, isn't it? And like I said,
I was thinking
very
that.
sunny.
So?
I mean, I didn't think it was uncommon, but I like how green everything was.
Climate change?
Like there in the background.
It's 1190.
On a contest to find the best archer in the land. There is no contest.
Right! That isn't even funny. That was bantering. I am totally against bantering.
How can you be so sure he is not the real thing?
Because he can't be.
When did you stop believing in everything?
When did you start believing in impossible heroes?
Don't you know?
Oh. I was about to say, the Dwarf Doctor doesn't seem to like most things. If it's a trap, then why are you here? Well, here's the thing. I don't know nothing about Robin Hood or what any of its tale was, so... He's a robot. Someone here is a robot. Because of the title. Maybe no one is. Maybe it's not a character, but... Doctor.
I claim my reward. A mere bauble.
Fuck that shit. Let's keep doing that over and over again. Look at Revolver Ocelot over here. What the hell? Not looking.
This is getting silly.
I like this. How?
Seize him!
What did you think was gonna happen?
I'm Robin. Robin Hood!
Robot.
Sci-fi shit. Let's go. Oh, that's cool.
We're getting somewhere.
That was a Hoey scream. Was it Hoey? It was a stock scream.
To the dungeons. With all of them.
Present creature is spent.
No! No!
I wonder how that looked. But I'm glad it didn't show.
I would have been triumphant.
You would have been a little puff of smoke and ashes. Ah, laughing time.
Well, you amuse me, grey old man.
God! He's laughing again. You can't keep me locked up with a laughing person.
I find that quite funny. Do you know, I feel another laugh coming on. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
God, I cannot remain in this cell! Execute me
No,
now!
I didn't execute the old fool.
No, hang on. Execute him.
I do not fear death, so execute away!
Execute him. I'd like to see if his head keeps laughing when you chop it out.
Oh, Robin Hood always
I
laughs
like
in
how
the face of
much
death.
they hate
Rolling
each
around
other.
the floor laughing. I would pay good money to see that. God!
I'm super into this.
God!
You two, shut up!
Yes, thank you.
The Doctor and a Robin Hood locked up in a cell. Is this seriously the best that you can do?
The sheriff himself commanded me to listen, to find out which of you is the true ringleader.
Seriously?
Come on.
No. What are you doing? Don't be ridiculous!
Taking her instead. Now we gotta stop fighting to get the arrow. What is that? What are we doing? Is that just pure gold? That's some sci-fi shit if I ever seen some sci-fi shit.
My lady.
I don't know what it is, but it looks like a future tablet or like a chip or something. You know what this guy reminds me of? It reminds me of the Master. The classic Doctor Who Master.
I'm not moaning. You moan.
Fine, if you want something doing.
What is this din?
No business of yours, Carl.
It'll save us the trouble of executing him.
And what will happen to the reward?
Reward?
Oh, God, I shouldn't have said that.
Got him.
Tell me.
Got him.
Your breath stinks like a serpent. Has anyone ever told you that?
Got him. He's gonna fall. It's gonna fall into like little crevice there. Why do you two like this?
I saw those mysterious lights in the sky.
You saw them too.
And those strange mechanical men with their promises.
I too have experienced this.
Well, I would never have guessed. Tell me your story.
Tell me yours.
Oh, no. But you have to go first.
Why so?
Because great men always proceed.
You have a point.
Got him.
Your story.
Craft from the heavenly spheres, bedight with twinkling lights, and miracles beyond imagining. It was I, and I alone, to whom the mechanical men within imparted their secrets.
Shortly I shall be the most powerful man in the realm. After this, Derby. Then, Lincoln. And after Lincoln,
Works up.
Tokyo Tomare! Sorry, that was a reference to something maybe you guys don't get.
I'm impatient to hear your story.
But I do not have one. I was lying.
Lying.
Yeah. People are so much better at sharing information if they think the other person has already got it.
Doesn't every king require a consort?
That's a little too close,
Right.
Chief.
You do that again, and you'll regret that.
At last, something real. No more fairy tales.
Okay, what is happening here? Spaceship?
What is this place? A spaceship. More 29th century. Where was the ship headed? The promised land again. Like the hand-faced man, but more sophisticated. Disguised itself as a 12th century castle. emerges into the culture.
The ship is the
Tries
castle.
to keep a low profile. The engines are damaged.
Promise sign again?
They're
Really?
leaking radiation into the local atmosphere. It's too sunny. It's too green. And there is even an evil sheriff to oppress the locals. This explains everything. Even you.
It does.
Well, what does every oppressed peasant workforce need? The illusion of hope. Some silly story to get them through the day, lull them into docility, and keep them working. Robin Hood.
It suggested the idea
Is it
into
time you came
everyone.
clean with me? Look at you. Perfect eyes, perfect teeth. Nobody has a jawline like that. You're as much a part of what is happening here as the sheriff and his metal
It's a
knights.
robot?
You're a robot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Kill Robin Hood!
We can't just let them kill him! What the hell are you
If it gets hit,
I'm sorry about the girl. Such a pretty thing. What a queen she would have made.
really? Really, Chief?
Stop pretending.
He left the window before checking if they got out.
You are creating a matrix of gold to repair the engine circuit.
This is the scheme the mechanicals have devised. Soon this skyship will depart. Destination? London. There, I will obliterate the king and take my rightful place as ruler of this sceptered isle.
It won't work. There's not a chance. I've seen the instruments. There's been too much damage. You are stoking up a gigantic bomb.
Yep. So making gold in order to fix the ship.
They'll never make orbit.
He woke up and he's like, not enough, not enough.
That's it.
I think I understand you. The sheriff's using the gold to replace something.
That's the principle. But he's a moron. If he tries to fly his ship, it'll explode and wipe out half the country. We need is a little riot.
Tell me exactly who this doctor is, and what are his plans.
I'm already free!
The power of gold! Can they not aim somewhere where they're not in gold?
Who will rid me of this turbulent doctor?
Everyone! The last one!
What the fuck was that? Why did it have to be like that?
You saved us all, clever one. Thank you.
I'd rather think you're the revolting one around here. I'm bantering. Listen to me. If you try and take off, you will wipe out half of England.
Liar! From my sky vessel I shall rule omnipotent.
You pudding-headed primitive, shut down the engines. What you're doing will alter the course of history. Shut it all down. Return Clara to me and I'll do what I
I
can.
don't have Clara.
Robin's one of yours.
Robin Hood is not one of mine.
Of course he is. He's a robot. Created by your mechanical mates.
Why would they do that?
To pacify the locals. Give them false hope. He's the opiate of the masses.
Why would we create an enemy to fight us? That would be a terrible idea.
Yes. Yes, it would. Yes, that'd be a rubbish idea. Why would you do that? He's not real. He's a legend!
Too kind. And this legend does not come alone.
Final
A
reckoning.
1v1.
Oh, yes.
Are you okay?
Fine, yeah.
Good, we don't have long.
I'm too much for you, outlaw. First of a new breed. Half man, half engine. Never age. Retire.
But if you do fall in a giant pit of pure melting gold, I'm pretty sure you'll die anyway. doing.
Bow down before your new king, you prince of knaves.
It's doing the doctor move. Don't fall, Robin. Okay, good. That was good. That was good. Who we brought back the duel they had at the beginning. There's the gang.
It's never gonna make it. Not enough gold, they'll never make it into orbit. Where is it? Where did it go?
Where did what go?
The golden arrow.
Chuck! You took it?
Of course we did.
We're robbers! I love you boys.
Doctor, what are you suggesting?
Golden arrow.
What are we gonna do with the golden arrow?
Just be enough gold content to get the ship into orbit and out of harm's way.
This tiny arrow is gonna be enough. Is that what you're telling me?
You're good at this. I saw you. You won the tournament.
I cheated. I made a special arrow with a homing
Oh,
device.
brilliant. Right, let me have a go.
You do taekwondo? That's not the same thing as
My
this.
friends, surely we can manage it together.
Insufficient power to achieve escape velocity.
What the fuck?
Maximum power surge.
Look at that explosion of gold. He's just jamming out immediately. Let him sing his tunes. He only has 6 melons.
Whoever he is a very lucky man.
Marion is very lucky too.
I fear not.
Don't give up. Goodbye, Robin Hood.
Goodbye, Clara Oswald. Is it true, Doctor?
Is what true?
That in the future I am forgotten as a real man? I am not a legend.
I'm afraid it is.
Good. History is a burden. Stories can make us fly.
I'm still having a little trouble believing yours, I'm afraid.
Is it so hard to credit? That a man born into wealth and privilege should find the plight of the oppressed and weak too much to bear?
No.
Until one night he is moved to steal a TARDIS. Fly among the stars fighting the good fight. Clara told me your stories. You are her hero, I think.
I'm not a hero.
Never was, never will be.
But if we both keep pretending to be, perhaps others will be heroes in our name. Perhaps we will both be stories. And may those stories never end. Goodbye, Doctor. Time Lord of Gallifrey.
Goodbye, Robin Hood. Earl of Locksley.
And remember, Doctor, I'm just as real as you are.
Look at that level of meta shit.
Admit it. You like him.
Well, leaving him a present, aren't I?
I found you at last.
When did you...
Thank you, Doctor!
So what was the deal with her being, like, right behind the TARDIS? She wasn't in the TARDIS, otherwise she would have left, but... what was the deal with her behind the TARDIS? When did they get her? I mean, whatever, right? Before this scene that we've seen, right? But that means that they got her. And then they made her stand behind the TARDIS. And they were like, okay, so stand there. It's gonna be real cool. Okay, just stand behind this giant box. It's gonna be real cool. Just trust me. Just stay there and just wait. And she's just standing there waiting for like 15 minutes. And then they fucking leave. And then she's like, hey! That's funny to think about. I'm not sure if that's canon, but there's not many explanations as to why she was there. So I'm choosing that that's canon. That's my head canon for that. This episode was really good. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. In the middle of the recording, the camera actually stopped, and I didn't realize immediately. So I watched like 2 minutes with the camera off. So then I went back, and I'll have to resync the whole thing, but whatever. If the camera like moves its position at some point, it's because of that. So the episode itself, it was really good. It was really good. I really liked this episode. So the 12th Doctor is such a grumpy piece of shit. I love him. He really is. He is so grumpy. He's so grumpy, and he dislikes everything. There's like very few things that he actually likes. He doesn't really like a lot of things. And that's great. That's great. It was a very heavy contrast with the character of Robin Hood that we're presented here. He's very like cheery and happy-go-lucky, and well, he's kind of a badass. He's like a trickster. That's a word. He's a trickster, and he laughs a bunch of stuff. He makes a ton of dumb jokes with his gang, and the Doctor was like, "That's not even funny." And he's like, "Yeah," and that's great. I love that contrast. I love that we saw that through this entire episode. Them just being the polar opposites, but still respecting each other in the end. I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like the Doctor is like sometimes it feels like the Doctor is this uber sage of knowledge, and sometimes it feels like he's such an ignorant asshole who refuses to believe in things. And I'm just sitting here like, really? After 2,000 years, you're still gonna be this reluctant to believe that he's actually real? So, whatever. But eventually it's like, yeah, he was real. He's not a robot. They kind of psyched me up during the middle of the episode. It's like, is he real? Is he a robot? No, he's real. He's totally real. And yes, people just become stories in the end. Make it a good one. Set specific show at some point a couple years ago. But yeah, and I like that level of meta storytelling. When Robin Hood is just, I'm as real as you are, Doctor, don't forget. And it's like, he's not a hero. The Doctor's not a hero. None of them are heroes, but they're like, maybe at some point somebody will hear our stories and become heroes on their own. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, it's talking about me. It's talking about us, the audience. Some of us might eventually start fighting the good fight, helping others, because we got inspired by some of these stories. And that's cool. That's cool that the episode itself like referenced it. It referenced it itself as being just a random story. That's just real people watch. But how real are we? Whatever. We're not gonna get into some existential shit. I like that. I like the level of meta where the episode itself acknowledged how of a story it is, how not real it is, but it has real teaching. It has real beliefs. It's great. I like that. As for what happened in the episode itself, so I never really like read Robin Hood or watched any like Robin Hood movie, so I don't really know how Robin Hood goes, the story or the legend, I guess. But I'm assuming that a lot of it was in this episode, and then they threw a sci-fi twist in it. Like, there's actually robots, and they're trying to repair their ship, and they're trying to get back into the promised land. I've seen this before. I've heard about this before. But I like that the show itself was acknowledging how the plot was the same, basically. I like that. And they threw in the promised land again in the middle. So I'm just sitting here like, what? What is the connection here? So I don't know. I don't know what the connection with the promised land here is. It's heaven with Missy. But I don't know what. I don't know why those robots were there. I don't know whether they were like, we need to get there. I don't know anything. But I like how we had this like tale, this like legend, this very medieval kind of stuff. And then we just threw in a full sci-fi spin to it, which is what Doctor Who does a lot of times. it grabs like stories and stuff that happened in the past with people of like renowned names, and it throws sci-fi into it. And in this case, it was Robin Hood, so it was more of a legend. But again, sci-fi spin to it, and I'm a very big fan of it. What I did enjoy a lot is that Robin Hood solved the problem. It wasn't the Doctor. Well, I guess he came up with the idea of the arrow. Also, motherfucker, really? An arrow? Just one arrow, this big arrow was enough to make the ship get into orbit. This small piece of shit arrow was enough. They were making full fucking wall-sized walls of gold. And this arrow was enough. This small arrow. Are you for real? But whatever. It solved the problem. So don't question it. But what I did enjoy a lot is that Robin Hood was the one that basically solved the problem because he won the fight against the main antagonist, right? And I liked it that he won the fight in the way that the Doctor won the fight at the beginning of the episode when he fought Robin Hood with a fucking spoon. That was fucking great. It's great that he fought him with a spoon and he was like, I've had practice. And I'm like, have you fought with a spoon before? Maybe I misheard it, but that's what the impression I got. But I fought him with a spoon, and he did that like he opened himself, and then Robin Hood just went for the attack, and then he dodged it and just threw him behind him or whatever, and then he made him fall into the water. And then Robin Hood did the same against the final boss, and that did it. That's great. I love that. I love that parallel. Like I said, I'm a very big fan of the contrast that Robin Hood and the Doctor had in this episode. Doctor was such an asshole, such a cynical, pragmatic asshole 24/7. I kind of like it. I do like it. I like that. I like that change a lot from previous Doctors, at least. And Robin Hood just being the full contrast. Perfect. I got immediately proven wrong with my heaven theory, which was we're gonna get one character dead per episode at least, and that person is gonna go to heaven with Missy, and we're gonna see that like every episode until the finale. I was like, that's totally what's gonna happen. They do this every season. It didn't happen this episode, so I got immediately proven wrong. I was thinking like, okay, so that dude at the beginning didn't get sent to heaven, so someone more important is gonna get sent to heaven, but it didn't happen. Like at the ending, I was like, Robin is gonna lose this sword fight and he's gonna be thrown into heaven, but it didn't happen, so it's fine. So yeah, no heaven clues in this one, except for the robots going to the promised land, whatever the fuck that is. I mean, it's Mrs. said, you made it, the promised land, heaven, I think. So heaven is the promised land, but I don't know what that is. I just know the name. I don't know what it exactly is. So, more questions to be answered eventually. So when they shot the arrow, it's not only the fact that they shot the small arrow, is that the way that it's cool that they were like, let's all do it together. And they all like grabbed the bow and shot the arrow. But then it's like, it's so dumb how they did it. It's really dumb how they did it. Like, really, is it better to just hold the bow with two hands on each side and make Robin fucking shoot the arrow with his feet? Is that better than like someone just doing it on his own? I guess it is, because it landed and it saved half the country that was gonna fucking explode. And so it solved the problem. It's just like, I love when shows like, I love/hate, but it's okay when shows do that, when it's like, this belief is so fucking big, because it's like, really, is that the solution? Is that what we're doing? That shouldn't have worked. That should not have worked, but it does. It does work, and that's when you have to just shut up and be like, fair enough. You're making a show. You can write whatever you want as long as it works. And I enjoy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a lot because of this. And like when doing like a kind of analysis, like kind of review for this episodes, like I'm critical in the sense that I'm like, that shouldn't have worked. But then I'm like, well, fuck it, who cares? It's sci-fi. It's just a dumb sci-fi show we're watching. We're enjoying this. Like, it's supposed to be entertaining, first of all, which is something I appreciate a lot on every show. So as long as it's super entertaining, which it was. This episode so far is my favorite of the season. Deep Breath, I don't know. It's like an introduction episode, so it's like, it's okay. Into the Dalek, I don't know. This one is the best so far. To be fair, it's only a 3-episode comparison, so it's not a lot. It's not a big pool. But so far, this one, it's great. I really, really enjoyed this one episode. It was great. And like I said, there's not a lot to talk about here. It's a good story. It's a good sci-fi spin to a medieval kind of stuff story. Robin Hood is real. Yeah. The one thing that could have been great if... No, it would have been too on the nose. But I'm just thinking too... So, like that final moment when they were like, we're not heroes, but someone can be heroes when they hear our stories. I'm just sitting here like, we can be heroes just for one day. You know, like it would have been great if it ended on like a transition to David Bowie. Who cares? Fuck it, let's do it. That would have been great. But no, we don't have the budget to get fucking David Bowie music here. So I guess that was it for this episode. That's it for the review. There's not a lot to talk about here. It's just a good episode. It's a great episode, solid episode. It's funny. It's quirky. It's good. Yeah, good episode. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm doing end screens now. I started doing that with the last 2 episodes that I recorded like 2 months ago. But I'm doing it again. If you liked the video, give it a like maybe, give it a comment, give it a subscribe if you want to see more. That's a bad plug, sorry. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it a lot if you did. And if you only watch this, then it's also fine. I still appreciate it a lot. So... yeah, that was the shameless plug for the channel. I accidentally just hit the mic. This is the level of quality you're going to be seeing on the channel. So, alright, whatever.